Hello guys, how you doing today? We're going to be discussing your relationship bank account. Hello, I'm Jay Burnham with the Real Jay Burnham, and I'm coming to you with another exciting episode of the Real Jay Burnham Show. All right, so today I want to discuss your relationships and building a bank account, proverbial bank account regarding those relationships. Now, we all know what a bank account is. We take some money, we go into a facility, which is called a bank or maybe a credit union. You put your money in, and it builds interest, and you can draw or put more money into it as the case may be. And this is the analogy we're going to use with your relationships. We're going to call it your relationship bank account. And what we want to do is we want to teach you how to build that relationship bank account so that you can withdraw from it whenever you need to and give you an unlimited amount of money. That is how it works in theory. In practice, it takes work. Now, what is the relationship bank account? Basically, what that is when you're building up relationship with other professionals in your field or with your customers, you're going to be putting them into lists. One list will be networking professionals that you deal with on a monthly basis or what have you, and the other will be your customers, people who have asked for an estimate or you've actually done work for. All right. So what you want to do is you want to put those in two different lists. And those are going to be your two different accounts in this relationship bank account. Now, as you go out and you're networking, and I'll put the video description down in the description below where we talked about networking and with the professionals in your area, you're going to build up a relationship with these people. Right? As well as you're going to be building up a relationship with the people you have done estimates for or have actually done jobs for. Okay, so basically you're going to want these two lists and you're going to want an autoresponder for this. I would suggest if you're on a limited budget that you use MailChimp. I've never used anything other than MailChimp for my mail contact system, but I've heard great things about Constant Contact and Aweber and a few of the other ones. Again, I've never used them, so I can't really tell you about them. I can't recommend them. I have heard good things about these uh, mail aggregators, but I can't really advocate for them. However, I do use MailChimp, and it's easy to use, and I find it to be no problem. And quite honestly, up to the first 500 names, it's absolutely free, as I understand it. I have not yet been charged for MailChimp, and I've just been using it. I haven't been doing this strategy. I'd known about it, and I've been telling myself, I got to do it, got to do it. But I've only been starting to use this here over the last 4, 5, 6 months now. And that's why I wanted to bring it to you because of the successes that I've had with it. Now, as you do it, when someone goes to your website, you should have some sort of email collection system. For my business, as the mover, I have when they go to the moving business, there is a free estimate form, and they fill out the form and they fill out their name, their address, where they're moving from, where they're moving to, and they hit send or submit for a free estimate. Now, what happens in the background is once they hit the submit button, that name goes into my MailChimp account and they get an automatic email response from me. Doesn't matter what time of day, they get this automatic response from me, right? And as it builds up, as more and more people ask for the referral emails, I get this list of emails. And then what I do is then I market to all those emails for people who have asked for estimates. Now, if they become a customer, then I will take their name and move their name into a customer list. So there will be just the people that ask for an estimate. They haven't gotten anything from me. All they've asked for is an estimate, whether it's on via the phone or email, or I've actually went out to their place to do it. And once they become a customer, then they go into the customer list, right? And once they become the customer, they get a whole different set of marketing emails from me. And the same goes for all the professionals. When I go out to these networking events and I start chatting them up and building up my name recognition with them, I grab their business cards, I then enter them to my list, and then I send them an email. Typically, what I do is I have this thing called Hot Dog Fridays, and I invite them to my Hot Dog Fridays every month. And that way they can come and to my place of business, see where I work, have a free lunch, hot dog lunch on me, and they can network with other professionals in the area, and occasionally are some of the neighbors that I invite. And they get to see who I am, what I do, and it puts them for my fourth month in my me inside their brain. So that's how I market to them. Now, there's a couple stories based on this relationship bank account, which I'm talking to you about. Is a couple days ago, I told you how I had screwed up in a for an estimate. I had scheduled an estimate, but because my other administration was out, I failed to go to that estimate. I then apologized for that, and I did it publicly here on YouTube. It's on my channel. You can go see it. It says I screwed up. Um, and then what I did is I made an apology, and because I made the apology, that that contact decided to let me come and do another estimate, which I did. And I don't know if I got the job or not. We'll see. There was a couple other companies he was looking for. I think I made a good impression, but we'll see what happens. I can't make any promises. Um, but because I did build up a relationship with this person, I was able to utilize that in a sincere way. I'm not saying to do this with nefarious or just greedy motivations. I did this with sincerity. I would apologize sincerity. And because of that, I was able to build up a bigger and better rapport. And one of the things I was able to communicate is like, hey, look, if something does go wrong in your move, you know I'm going to take responsibility for it. I'm going to like, you know, that, you got to know that if I'm willing to go and say, tell the entire world that I screwed up, then you know that I'm going to uh, take responsibility if something goes wrong and we damage some of your equipment. Might not be everything that he wants, but he will know that I will take the time and effort to uh, make things right. So this is part of relationship building. I have put that person into my relationship bank account. And because I built up a relationship with him through networking, I was able then to transform him into uh, getting an estimate and then possibly taking him from the estimate and into uh, my customer list. And because I have built up a relationship, he knows, likes, and now trusts me. Do you see where I'm going with this? Cool. Now, another story is I have done work for a local celebrity in our town. Um, he's very well known in the circles of our city. He does a lot of emceeing for um, a lot of nonprofit organizations. He used to be one of the most popular radio DJs in the area. A lot of people know and like and trust him. He has contacts throughout the entire city, and he just started a new endeavor where he's going to be selling real estate. I saw this because I knew that he was in my bank account. I saw this, and I specifically went, I'm going to write this guy a personal letter. So I wrote to him in all sincerity, in all without any kind of motivation. I said, dear so and so, you know, I really truly appreciate that you used our business twice in the past, and I thank you for you saying hello to me when we've seen each other when we were doing our various function gathering and treating me with importance and dignity. I then communicated on further. I said, I know that this skill is going to benefit you in your new endeavor, selling real estate, and I wanted to just wish you the best of luck. If there's anything I can do to help you in your new endeavor, please give me a call. Best, Jay Burnham. And that was my email to this person. He then sent me a very heartfelt email back saying, wow, no one's done this before. I've been in this, been in the world a long time, and not once has anybody ever did this for me. So what did I do there? I just made a deposit into my relationship bank account. Yes, he was a former customer, but by doing a simple email, by noticing that I had a customer, I was able to take a very small action and deposit that positivity into my relationship bank account. This is going to be able to for me to withdraw later on. Very similar to when I screwed up. I made a deposit into my business relationship bank account. I screwed up. I put it in the world. I was making a deposit. Notice when I was doing these things, I was not doing it from the point of I want to make sales necessarily, but from a real deep down motivation to acknowledge these individuals that are in my life. So what did I do? Is I made a deposit in my relationship bank account. There is a book which is no longer published. You can get it on eBay, and it's very, very, very expensive. I think it's probably about six, seven, $800 right now. Written by a guy way back in like the 40s, and I believe maybe 50s even. Before Zig Ziglar, before all the big sales gurus that we have out now, there was this guy named Les Dane, and he wrote a book called The Surefire Sales Techniques. And in it, he basically says you've got to build up a central file system. And when you see something out in the world that outside of your business that one of your customers accomplished, maybe your customer has a kid and your kid just got drafted into the NBA or NFL. You would write a letter to that person. By writing that letter, you're making a deposit into your relationship bank account. And what does this mean? Is you're not saying, hey, use me to buy your car or your next widget or washer and dryer or whatever it is. No, basically, the person was a customer. He was a good customer. You did your sale, and now what you're doing is you're taking care of that customer and acknowledging significant activities, events, or happenings within their life that you can acknowledge, whether it be a new birth, a birthday, a Christmas, Halloween, Easter, whatever. You can then send them a card without any strings attached, with no monetary motivations behind it all, just something from your heart. And when you do these sorts of actions, you are depositing money, if you will, into your relationship bank account, which you can then draw from later on. So, what I want you to do, you movers, I want you to set up a MailChimp account. If you don't want to use MailChimp, that's fine. Please go and use Aweber or SendMail or uh, Constant Contact, whatever you want. Set up some sort of system where you're collecting names of people you're running into, whether it's your people who are doing the estimates, people you've turned into customers, or people that you professionally network with. Create those lists. And then when you create those lists, I want you to cultivate those lists. Obviously, you want to be sending those lists a monthly newsletter. You want to send them birthday cards. You want to send them holiday cards. If you pay attention to the newspaper or Facebook. Facebook is awesome for it. If you see something happening to one of your customers, for instance, maybe one of your customers just got announced she's getting married or they're having a baby. Send them a little letter or a card acknowledging that thing. Hey, I just noticed that you are going to be having a new bundle of joy in your home, and I just want to say congratulations. By the way, here's a $25 gift card. You don't have to do that, but it's something a little extra special. Here's a $25 gift card to your favorite restaurant or coffee shop or something as my gift to you for your new announcement. Do you see where I'm going this? By doing these actions, you are putting money away into your business relationship bank account. It does come back for in the form of business for you, and in business translates into money. So just by doing a simple letter or a simple card or even an email that's a heartfelt email, you could be putting money into your relationship bank account. Do you understand where I'm going? If you don't, please leave me a comment below. I'd love to try to spend the time to make sure that this concept is really clear for you, because it's one of the biggest sales techniques that you can implement. But here's the thing, it's not salesy. It's actually you're giving value to your customers, to your network, your professional network. You're actually giving them value. You're making them feel important, and which will then in the later times come back. Do you get where I'm saying? Okay, so basically that's my ticket to you is I want you to build up a central file of people that you know. It could be online or offline, however you want to do it. I prefer online. It's just so much easier. But build up a central file, which you will call your relationship bank account. And then I want you to regularly send these guys a letter, an email, a newsletter, whatever it is, to let them know what's happening with you, but also to acknowledge them, to give them something. Now, when you do send out a letter or newsletter or something, make it valuable to your customer. Don't just say, hey, yeah, we just had another bang up month. We just made $100,000. Your bank account could care less. What you want to do is make a deposit. When you say I did this or you're taking a withdrawal. What you want to do when you're making a deposit, it's you. I want to give you. I want to help you. If you're a mover, there is so much information you could do to give them. You could give them tips on decorating tips. You could get them lawn care tips. You could give them the best places in the city where they can enjoy nightlife, or the best restaurants, or whatever. Doesn't matter what business you are. There are something that you could give in value, a deposit into your relationship business account. All right. So let me know if there's anything you have confusion regarding this. I think I've talked long enough about this, but I just want to wish you the very best. Let me know how this goes. And if you are already implementing something like this, let me know. I'd like to hear what you have to say. So leave me a comment below, like the video, share it with all your friends, and please subscribe to my channel for further updates, because I do post daily. All right. So I do try to give little bits of things. Sometimes it's comedic, sometimes it's useful like this, or at least I hope it's useful like this. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day.